Sankata Vrindavana Tata Vrindavan Vihit Vasanta Vihara Vitavasa Davihara Jaya Jaya Sundara Nanda Kumar 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 Avinavakudmala Kucha Samujwala Avinavakudmala Kucha Samujwala Kunchita Kunta Labha Chita Kunta Labha Pranai Janerita Vandana Sakrita Janerita Vandana Sakrita Chonita Ganasa Chonita Vara Ganasa Jaya Jaya Sundara Nanda Kumar Jaya Jaya Sundara Nanda Kumar Chatura Jiganchala Rachita Rasochala Chatu Jiganchala Radha Madha Navika Radha Madana Vika Bhuvana Vimohan Manjulanatana Bhuvana Vimohana Manjulanatana Gati Vagita Manihara Gati Vagita Manihara Jaya Jaya Sundara Nanda Kumar Jaya Jaya Sundara Nanda Kumar Jaya Jaya Sundara Nanda Kumar Adhara Virajita Mandatara Smita Virajita Mandatara Smita Lobhita Nija Parivar Nija Nijavala Bhajana Sarita Sanatana Nijavala Bhajana Sarita Sanatana Cheta Vihar Avatar Cheta Viharad Avatar Jaya Jaya Sundara Nanda Kumar, Jaya Jaya Sundara Nanda Kumar, Jaya Jaya Sundara Nanda Kumar, Jaya Jaya Sundara Nanda, Jaya Nanda Kumar, Jaya Nanda Kumar, Nanda Kumar, Jaya Nanda Kumar, Nanda Kumar, Jaya Nanda Kumar, Jaya Yashoda Nandan, Jaya Nanda Nandan, Yashoda Nandan, Jaya Nanda Nandan. All glories to you, O beautiful son of Nanda. You perform springtime pastimes on the river banks of Vrindavan, which is full of fragrance. Your mass of curling locks is adorned brilliantly with a bunch of fresh blossoms. You are decorated with colored powders, mixed with camphor, that are thrown by your beloveds. Your restless sidelong glance causes Anuragini Sri Radha to undergo ecstatic transformations of amorous love. Your lovely dancing gait, which enchants the entire universe, causes your jeweled necklace to swing to and fro. The dazzling, gentle smile upon your lips incites eagerness in your near and dear associates. You are the well-wisher of your dear ones, and you perpetually descend to engage in festive sport within their hearts, or within the heart of Sanatan Goswami. Srila Rupa Goswami Ki Jai. Shri Radha.
Have you got your phone with you? Have you got your phone with you? No? Okay. Can we give your phone for one bhajan? For one
Use the
bhajan.
restroom really quick. I'll be fast.
No, it's our WhatsApp. I just sent you. Yes. I sent to you also. And to you. Well, yeah, we'll learn. Can I read first translation and then to sing? Yeah. This is bhajan written by Chandidas. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to sing this bhajan often. He liked it very much. Oh Manaralagi, Radha is telling her Sakhis, my mind is unhappy because Shyam is not here. The whole village of Vraj is empty. Without Shyam, the kunjas and lanes are empty. Who will play the flute so sweetly? Without Shyam's here, who will inspire us to dance? Without Shyam, all the cowherd boys are restless, and the cows are not eating grass. I go to Yamuna to take water, but without Shyam, the Pangata, where the villagers draw their water, is empty. Perhaps Giridhari is in sulky mood. If I don't see you for 1 second, I go mad and restless. Without Shyam, my mind is not interested in anything. Sri Chandidas Ki Jai. I will send you now.
Oh, thank you. Maybe send into that group, the whole group.
Yeah, I will do later. Yes, yeah, everybody has.
You can share with me.
It's the same like previous bhajan playing. Slow, fast, slow, fast.
Okay. It's on an ancient scroll.
Sakiri mero shama bina manro lage na manro lage na sakiri mero shama bina manro lage sakiri mero shama bina manro lage na manro the same one, the same. Shama bina manro, shama bina manro lage na, shama bina manro. Shama bina manro lage na, manro lage na sakiri mero. Shama bina manro lage na, manro lage na, shama bina manro lage na, suni sore lage sari vraja ki nagari, suni suni lage sari vraja ki nagari, kunja galini suni shama bina manro lage na, kunja galini suni shama. Manro lage na sakiri mero shama bina manro lage na, manro lage na sakiri mero shama bina manro lage na, kauna sunave mohe miti miti bansuri, kauna sunave mohe miti miti bansuri, kauna nachave mohe shyama bina manro mage na, kauna nachave mohe shyama bina manro. Manro lage na sakiri mero shama bina manro lage na, manro lage na sakiri mero shama bina manro lage Gvala bala sava tadaptarake he Gvala bala sava tadaparake he Trinana hita deva veshya Navina ganero lagena Trinana hito deva veshya Navina ganero Bo banero lagena sakiri mero Shama vina manaro lagena Oh manaro lagena sakiri mero Shama vina manaro lagena Paniya parana java Jaho jamuna pe Paniya parana java Jaho jamuna pe Panagata suno lagesya Mavina manaro lagena Panagata suno lagesya Vina manaro marera Oh manaro lagena sakiri mero Shama vina manaro lagena Oh manaro lagena sakiri mero Shama vina manaro lagena Giri gari no seroto Resavariya Girigari Maseruto Resavariya China Navetere Darshasya Navina Vanero Lagena China Navetere Darshasya Navina Vanero Lagena Manero Lagena Sakiri Mero Shama Vina Manero Lagena Manero Lagena Sakiri Shama Vina Manero Shama Vina Manero Lagena Shama Vina Manero Shama Vina Manero Lagena Radhe Shyam 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 Jaya Radha Shama Sundara Radha Shama Sundara Radha Shama Sundara Haribo 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 Nitago Haribo Nitagora Haribo 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 Nitago Haribo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha, Shama Sundara, Jaya Gora Nitai, Jaya Gora Nitai, Jaya Gora Nitai. Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Nitai Gaura Haribo, 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 Nitai Gaur Haribo. Nitai Gaura Haribo, 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 Nitai Gaur Haribo.
And if it's Chandidas, then you know he's in the mood of Radhika speaking. And that's why Lord Chaitanya liked to sing his songs so much. Adlanam Timiram Dasya Jnana Salakaya Chaksurmitana Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah Gurave Guruchandra Radhikaya Tudavai Krishna Krishna Bhaktai Tala Bhakti Namo Namo Yam Pravajantam Manupeti Napeta Kritim Dvarpayano Virahaka Tajuhara Putriti Tannata Tanavavanados Tan Savabu Tiridayam Mananamatosmi Bhaktiyavahine Apavadinakshay Chaptascha Kamadi Tarandanati Kripinitum Sharanam Papadim Pande Namaste Charanarindam Tavasmi Najivami Tandana Iti Vignaya Radhe Tanyanam Charanantike. First, I offer my immediate obeisances in the dust of the lotus feet of my most worshipful Diksha Gurudev, Nityalila Pravishta Om Vishnupad, Astotra Sat Shishimad, Shri Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada, and the same unlimited obeisances in the dust of the lotus feet of my most worshipful Shiksha Gurudevs, Nityalila Pravishta Om Vishnupad, Astotra Sat Shishimad, Shri Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, and Shri Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Goswami Maharaj. To our grandfather Guru, Shri Srimad Bhakti Pragyan Keshava Goswami Maharaj, and Shri Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. To all his divine associates, and to all the assembled devotees, and to the assembled devotees, Diksha Gurus, who are my Shiksha Gurus, Shri Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Madhav Maharaj, Shri Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Ban Maharaj, and Shri Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Siddhanti Maharaj. Okay, so I want to make an announcement first. So if everybody who's out in the kitchen or elsewhere could come in. So today we're going to be hearing about Ramanujacarya, whose appearance day is today. But in 2 days is Ram Navami, the appearance day of Lord Sri Ramchandra. And so I'm thinking that I would love to break it up and have different devotees speak about different parts of his Leela. For example, there's the childhood, which goes up to the time that he leaves with Viswamitra. And there's another part that tells about goes up to his marriage, and then his exile in the first forest, Chitrakoot. And then about his exile in Danyakaranya, which includes killing of, what's her name? Surpanaka and Ravana, when Ravana kidnaps Sita and brings her to Lanka. And then Ram searching for her. Then there's another part where in his looking for her, he makes an alliance with Sugriva and Sugriva's associates like Hanuman, where he worships the Shiva Linga, and he goes across the ocean to Lanka. And then he fights with Ravana and his brothers, and they win. And then the next classification would be he goes back to Ayodhya, spends 11,000 years there with Sita in joy. And then he abandons Sita, and then Sita lives with Valmiki, and then she enters into the earth, and that's where Valmiki stops writing. So I'd like to hear hands for who would like to do which part. Huh? At the end. Any volunteers for anything? Anyone excited about it? Extra excited about a particular part? All right. I have to write that down. Okay, that's a lot. That's goes up to Sita and Lanka. Ravan kidnaps her.
So basically, like in the forest, Suparnika, and then Ravan kidnapped her.
Then what happens with Sita and Ravana in Lanka? How Rama's searching. If you like, you can put in the story of, Shiva and Sati in the forest. Do you know that one? It's in the Shiva Tattva book. Okay. Yeah. Anyone else? Prabhu?
What do you think about sharing about Ram's connection with different animals?
Where?
Like for instance, the monkeys, Jatayu. I guess those would be the main ones, but like for instance, the building of the bridge, the pastime of Jatayu.
Well, that's all there. That's all in Dandakaranya. All the animals are there.
But you want me to do the bridge pastime too? That's like kind of later.
Building the bridge? All right, no, you can build a bridge. We can build the bridge later.
Yeah.
Do you want to do that? Building?
Sure, that's fine.
All right, so that includes crossing the ocean, reaching Lanka, and fighting. Each section is a lot.
Haridas said he would like to speak about partnering with Sugriva and his associates.
All right, so that is in when he's searching, and he makes the alliance with Sugriva. So he wants to do that. All right. So.
What day did you want to start?
Well, there's two. Actually, we could start anytime. Tomorrow's Wednesday, and then it's Thursday. So we could start tomorrow. All right. And so Haridas is doing Sugriva. And by the way, for anyone who's interested, I have 5 big fat volumes of the Ramayana. So there's a lot of detail in there. Much more than we're accustomed to. Atul Prabhu, I saw your hand up.
I was thinking to do his early childhood education.
Up to what?
Maybe staying the Vishishta Rishi ashram.
That's all?
Well, how many different sections?
Well, it
are
goes up to leaving with Vishwamitra.
Vishishta Rishi. Didn't Vishishta Rishi teach him the art of war?
I thought that was Vishwamitra.
Oh, you're right. Did somebody else take that? Did
No.
somebody else? Oh, okay.
So that's his childhood and his request to his stepmother,
Kaikeyi.
yeah, and how she faints and everything. You know that, right?
Yeah, yeah.
All right, so how about up till he leaves home,
So whole childhood and
up till leaving home.
okay.
So his life in the palace.
Okay, before he goes to Varnaprost.
Before what?
Before up till Varnaprost.
Up till Varnaprastha?
Or when he lives in the forest.
Varnavas?
In Vanavasi.
Okay. And then there's when he's married, another section is when he's married and then he gets exiled and he goes to Chitrakoot, and then Bharat comes with the whole city to have a debate with him because Bharat wants to give the kingdom back and Ram doesn't want to take it. You want to do that? I'll show you where it is. I'll show you what to read. So it's a very important part because there's very deep philosophy is what is Anyas Vilasita Sunyam? Okay, Sarada. You didn't take a part yet.
What about the whole Karkei, the whole Ram getting exiled, all of that? Someone has to do that, huh?
Yeah. I think that's what I just said. I didn't? Yeah, when he gets married and he, all the way up till Chitrakoot, when he's exiled. Unless you'd rather do that.
No, it's okay.
Okay. And Haridas wants to do just Sugriva. And Sugriva also helps him to cross the ocean. So that is, what is Prabhu doing?
Bridge and I guess a little before and a little after.
the bridge. Okay. There might be some slight overlaps. And so there's, back in Ayodhya, and back in Ayodhya, then Ram exiles Sita, she goes to live with Visvamitra. I'm sorry, she goes to live with Valmiki. And she enters the earth. Anybody want to do that? You? Okay. Do you know anything about it yet? Okay, I'll show you some things. All right, so do you want to do anything? I'm not going to force you.
If you say, I'll try to do it.
Right, so,
As you said last time in my presentation, life is meant for tapasya.
right. Hmm. Which part can be broken up into two? All right, I got it. How about if he does the thing from the Shiva Tattva about Shiva and Sati? Do you know where that is?
Yes.
All right, so good, you can do that.
Thank you.
Haridas has a question.
Okay.
He says, I'm doing Ram searching, question mark. I think I'm doing killing Vali too, as part of Sugriva pastime.
Well, it is part of the Sugriva pastime. And if anybody wants more detail, again, I have 5 volumes with lots of conversations and things. I think that's everything. And Sumukhi, you're doing Sita going to exile. Okay. What?
Nikunja is not signed up.
Yeah. Did he ever speak before?
I spoke last time for
He did? Oh, okay. Then let's see. How about some of the details of the fight? Unless anybody else. Details of fight? Nobody has that right. Like how he's killing Meghanath and
Yashoda Prabhu is coming tonight.
Yasoda?
Yeah.
Which Yashoda?
From Texas.
Oh, he's not used to, I don't think he's ever spoken in his life. But that's nice that he is coming. Okay, so the fight is Nikunja. Can somebody tell him? Oh, Raga.
Also, you said, could you say when we're doing this again?
Go over everything?
No, when we're...
Oh, well, tomorrow,
Tomorrow?
there's 2 classes.
Tomorrow's Tuesday, earlier, just to...
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry. I thought tomorrow was Wednesday. Well, here he is now. You were talking behind your back, Nikunja. Where's his name? Would you like to do the fight with all the demons in Lanka?
Yes.
Oh, good. That means Meghanath and the giant one, I forget his name. He's a giant,
Kumbhakarna?
Kumbhakarna. Maybe Babisa surrender. Okay, so there's Raga. I think if she comes to me tomorrow, she just came back. then I'll figure out something with her. And that's it, right?
I don't think you said when this is all occurring.
Yeah, thanks. So tomorrow is Tuesday. So there's Tuesday morning and evening. What's happening in the evening? Oh, thank you. So Tuesday morning and Wednesday morning. And on Wednesday evening? Okay, so Tuesday morning, Wednesday morning, and Thursday morning. And evening, unless there's Harinam. Night. Well, when will Harinam be? Kalagaji Prabhu, can you figure something out?
You want us to go to...
Not necessarily now. Just something this week.
Okay, Harinam.
Harinam book distribution. All right, fantastic. So that's everybody, right? I'll ask Bhakti if she wants to speak a little something. All right, so today is the appearance day of Sri Ramanujacarya. Ramanujacarya is the incarnation of Lakshman, Rama's younger brother. And that's why his name is Ram Anuja. Anuja means younger brother. So he's the younger brother of Ram, that is Lakshman. And therefore when he was born, his name was Lakshman Desha, or Deshe. And he was born in not a very wealthy family, but very, very high Brahminical family, very knowledgeable, cultured, and he was very scholarly. He knew Sanskrit grammar and Sanskrit shastras right from his young age. And then he entered this school, and the teacher there was named Yadava Acharya, first class Mayavadi. For example, one day they were discussing, because it's Sanskrit, one day they were discussing what Bhagwan's eyes are compared to. That is, his eyes are pundarikaksham. So what are his eyes compared with? So in the Chandogya Upanishad, there's a phrase, kapyasam pundarikaksham. And the teacher, because he was so offensive, ultimately thinking that God is not a person, so he wanted to kill the personality. So he compared the eyes of the Lord to kapyasam. Kapi meaning the monkey, and asa means the two parts of his rear end, because the monkey's rear end is red. So when Ramanujacharya heard this, he began to cry. And later on, when he was massaging his teacher, he told him, you know, what you said was completely wrong. And by scriptural evidence and logic, he proved that ka means son, and pi means pidati, who drinks, who takes water from everywhere. So that is the sun. And so the lotus eyes of the Lord are compared with a lotus flower, which gets nourished by the sun. So when his teacher heard this explanation, which made so much sense, he became very afraid. And he thinks when this student gets older, he's going to destroy the whole Shankaracharya philosophy, the whole Mayavad philosophy. So there's only one way to get rid of him. What is that? Kill him. So he decided to take all the students for a preaching tour in the deep forest. And he told Ramanuja, Lakshman Desh, to come along with us. So Lakshman was innocent, so he didn't know what the plan of the teacher was. But he had one cousin. The cousin's name was Govinda. And Govinda was there when the teacher was conspiring with the other students. So in the middle of the night, Govinda told Ramanujacarya that this is what's happening. You'll be dead tonight. So run away immediately. Run as fast and far as you can. So then Ramanuja said, I'm going to the bathroom. And so that was his opportunity to leave. So now there he was, very far away from his hometown, which is either called Vishnu Kanchi or Kanchipuram in South India. So he was just going in what direction he didn't know. And then all of a sudden there was a hunter and a hunter's wife. And the hunter was carrying a lantern to light the way. And the hunter asked him, where are you going? Oh, I'm trying to find my village of Kanchipuram. Well, that's where we're going. So they led the way for Ramanuja, and it was actually like a 2 or 3 day walk. But in 15 minutes, they reached the outskirts of his village. Okay, well, there's your village. You can just go home. And Ramanuja was amazed, like, who is this person? But then, as soon as the hunter showed him the way, he and his wife disappeared into thin air. So then he realized, oh, he's my Lord Narayan himself. So then he went home. He didn't tell his mother or anybody about what had happened. And in the meantime, because he disappeared, the teacher, Yadavacharya, thought, well, this is great. We didn't have to commit a sinful activity of killing him because he was probably eaten up by the wild animals. So that's great. But then when he got back to Kanchipuram, he saw that Ramanuja was fine. So he invited him back to the school, and Ramanuja kept defeating him, and finally he left him. And then way later, he was so convincing to Yadavacharya that Yadavacharya became his disciple. He became a Vaishnava. So in the meantime, Ramanujacharya got married, and as sometimes is the case, his wife was extremely cruel, quarrelsome. And so somehow or other, he tried to tolerate it. And he was initiated by Jamunacharya, who was a very great, pure devotee in the line of Lakshmi. As you know, there are 4 sampradayas. Haribol. The Lakshmi Sampradaya, or Haribol. Your name is Mario, right? Mari what? Mariano. Okay, nice to have you. So where are we? Wife was very, almost intolerably cruel. So then he heard about a great devotee named Ramanujacarya in Sri Rangam, which is the central place for those in the Lakshmi Sampradaya. And Venkatasvara is there, that deity is there, very, very opulent. So, so he went to Sri Rangam and he got initiated, and then he went home to his wife, and his Gurudev, Ramanujacarya, he sent 2 devotees to his house to give him some association, because his spiritual master knew, after me, he's the only one in my line qualified to be the next in line for next acharya. So he sent Kanchi Purna and his wife. They were very, very poor, but they were high-class brahmanas. Now they were in the lower class, and they were poor. Now, Ramanuja and his wife, they weren't wealthy, but they were in a dynasty of high-class brahmanas, and she was very puffed up about it. So Kanchi Purna, there's a lot of Purnas and Kanchis in these pastimes. So Kanchi Purna was giving a lot of his association to Ramanuja, and Ramanuja was serving him, and he was also serving his wife as a Shiksha Guru. So one day, Kanchi Purna's wife went to the well to fetch water, and as she was pulling up the water in the bucket, because Ramanuja's wife also came there. You want to lean against something? Ramanuja's wife also went there. So by accident, one drop from the bucket of Kanchi Purna's wife spilled onto the bucket of Ramanuja's wife, and she became furious and started abusing her. How dare you contaminate my bucket? And so Kanchi Purna's wife became very sad, and when she came home, she told her husband what happened. So without even telling Ramanuja, the husband and wife left. And Ramanuja understood what happened because his wife told what happened from her point of view. And so he said, she's so offensive to Vaishnavas. I absolutely have to leave. I have to figure out a way to leave her and take the leave everything and take the renowned steward of life. So one day, soon after that, by that time he had his own Sanskrit school. And he was teaching, and all the students loved him. And so a poor brahmana approached him and said, I haven't eaten anything for a couple of days. Can you please give me something to eat? He said, of course, just go to my house and my wife will give you something. So he went to the wife, and because the wife saw that he was poor and she was so class conscious, that she said, no, get out of here, I don't have anything. Go back to Lakshman. So he left and he went to tell Lakshman Sen or Ramanuja what had happened. So he had to think, okay, what opportunity can I take now? So he thought, okay, take this letter, tell my wife that this letter came from her father and that you're coming from her father's place. And it was, my dear darling daughter, come immediately with your husband to our house because our son is going to have a marriage and I want you to be there. And then he, sometimes you make a litter very fancy, you roll it up, and he put some turmeric on it, and he gave her a coconut as well, and with nice red string. And so when she read the letter, she became ecstatic, and she immediately started cooking for the Brahmana. Here, take all this. And then when Ramanuja came home, she excitedly told Ramanuja the news and said, let's go. So he said, no, you go alone, bring your ornaments and things, and I'll be coming later because I have some business to complete now. So with this same Brahmana, you can go to your father. And of course, he told the Brahmana how to get to his father's house. So she left, and as soon as she left, he locked the door and left for Srirangam to meet his Gurudev, because he wanted to take sannyas. In fact, his Gurudev called for him. He sent another Ramanujacarya, one of his senior disciples, to bring him to him. But, there was no airplanes then. So he was walking, and by the time he got to Srirangam, he discovered that his Gurudev, Ramanujacarya, had just left his body, and his disciples were carrying his, what do you carry? Palanquin. Were carrying him, and then he met up with them all, and he said, my name is Lakshman Desh, and I'm a disciple of Ramanujacarya. I came to take sannyas from him, but it was too late. So I want to see his whole body. Please uncover his whole body, which they did very obligingly. And he saw that 3 fingers were curled up. He said, did you ever see this before? And they all said no. He wasn't like this before. So he said, okay, I'm going to take sannyas right here and now. So one finger relaxed and became straight. I'm going to write the Vaishnava Siddhanta as the commentary of Vyasadev's Vedanta Sutra. The second one went up. And I'm going to preach the mission of my Gurudev, Ramanujacarya, all over India. And the third one, everybody was just astonished. You can imagine. So they then elected him, and it was also the desire of their Gurudev. They elected him to be the next Acharya. He said, no, I'm not going to do that right now. I'm going to wait at least 2 years, and I'm going to spend some time with each and every one of the prominent sannyasi disciples. So with one of them he spent 10 months, another 3 months, another 1 year, and he learned everything that he could from each and every one of them. What they realized, what they heard from their Gurudev, what they understood. And so then finally, after 2 years, then he became Acharya. Now he had a disciple named Karesh, who was a very courageous and very scholarly disciple. And one day, because now he's thinking of writing his commentary, which is called Sri, meaning Lakshmi, Pasya, which means commentary. The commentary of the Sri Sampradaya, Lakshmi Sampradaya, they worship Lakshmi Narayan. And so they went to this place. There were 2 places that were wholly and solely against Vaishnava Siddhanta. One was the Shaivites and one was the Shankarites. So in one of those places, the place was called Sri Sarada, incidentally, which was ruled by the goddess Sarada Devi. It's a different one than you are. And so they understood, Ramanuja and Quresh understood that there was a Sri Bodhayan commentary hidden there of Vedanta Sutra, which was a Vaishnava philosophy on Vedanta Sutra. Sutra means very concise. Like you could say a whole big page just with 3 letters. Like the first one being Janmadyashayataha, that everything has its source in the absolute truth, which is the Srimad Bhagavatam, being the natural commentary of Vedanta Sutra, has this whole expansive explanation of that phrase. So then they both studied it, they both read it, and then they stole it. So very quickly they ran with that Sri Bodhayan Bhasya. But all of a sudden, the Shaivites there, they thought, where did it go? And they were just here, they probably stole it. So they went after them, and they got it back. And then Ramanujacarya was very upset. And Quresh said, don't worry, because I memorized it. And right away he just wrote the whole thing. So now they had the basis for the Sri Bhasya. And the king of one of those Shaivite Shankara places was very envious and wanted to destroy Ramanuja, not only philosophically but physically. So he invited Ramanuja for a debate on philosophy. And Quresh said, don't go there. There's going to be danger. Let us change clothing. I'll take your sannyas and I'll give you my white dress. And so by insisting, Ramanuja agreed. And Quresh said to him, now get out of town quickly. So he went to the debate, and there were so many of their scholars, but he was such a scholar with all the perfect evidence that he won the debate. But he was all alone. And so the king told everybody that he lost. And so they detained him and wouldn't let him leave without removing his eyes. They plucked out his eyes and then threw him out. So there he was, blind, and Ramanujacharya was already on his way to North India. And so how is he going to find his guru? So in the meantime, they had to pass through different villages. And one of the villages Ramanuja wanted to stop for prasadam and resting. He had 2 disciples there. One disciple was very rich, and one disciple was very poor. He was so poor that between the 2 of them, husband and wife, they only had one really bona fide cloth. Anything else was just rags. So first he sent 2 disciples to the rich disciple's house, and he said, our Gurudev is coming with 100 disciples, so get ready for him. He got so excited, he went to tell his wife and to cook, but a difficulty is he forgot to come back to the 2 disciples who were at the door. So they stood there for an hour. The husband didn't come back, And so they left. And they told Ramanuja, he just didn't get back to us. I don't know what he was thinking. So then Ramanuja said, okay, then let's go to the poor household's house. So on that day, the husband was having a hard time collecting anything, any donations. But in the meantime, while he was gone, the Ramanuja came to the house, and she wasn't wearing really anything but like a little rag. So she was ashamed to come out. So he understood, of course. So he slipped her his chadar, and then she wrapped that around herself and came out. And she gave them mats to rest on. But then she was thinking, how am I going to feed my Gurudev and his 100 disciples? I'm a very chaste lady, but what is my chastity? What's the value of my chastity if I can't serve my Gurudev? She remembered that there was a very rich businessman who had a grocery store, and he was always trying to seduce her. And you should leave your husband and just come live with me, I'll give you everything. But of course she was never interested. But now she thought, what is the use of this chastity if I can't serve my Gurudev? So then she went to the businessman, and she said, my Gurudev is here with 100 disciples, and I need so much bhoga, and then I'll come and be with you. So he got real excited, and he gave her not only for that particular meal, but for however long her Gurudev was going to be there. So she very happily went back to her home and prepared so much prasadam, and they happily ate everything, and then she gave them places to rest. I don't know how she had the places, but somehow she had the places. They also have outdoor places like we do. So then her husband came back because he was just having a bad day. And when he saw his Gurudev and all the followers, he said, oh my God, how are we going to feed them? She said, don't worry, everything is already taken care of. They've already had their meals, they're already resting. He said, what? How did that happen? So she told the whole story. And she said, so tonight I have to go. And he said, all right, I'll go with you. So that night it was very rainy. So he took an umbrella and he brought his wife. And then the businessman said, did you come alone? It's so rainy out tonight. And she said, my husband's waiting outside. And then Ramanuja had given, she took some of his Mahaprasadam, and then she gave that to the businessman. And immediately, this is show you the power of when prasadam is accepted by the pure devotee. So she gave him the Mahaprasadam, and he immediately changed and fell at her feet and said, please excuse me, please excuse me. And he said, I want to meet your Gurudev. So he went back separately and he told Ramanujacarya, I want to take initiation from you, which he did. In the meantime, Quresh is looking for his Gurudev. So, by the mercy of Ramanuja, they met, and Quresh told what happened. Now there's two versions that Gurudev tells. One is, he just touched him, and his eyes came back. Another one, he sent him to take darshan of the deity, Bharadraj, and when he got to the deity, his eyes came back. But either way, miraculously, his eyes came back. And then it was actually it was after that that whole pastime with the stealing the Sri Vodayan Bhashya happened. Then there's more on about Ramanujacarya in Sri Navadvip Dham Mahatmya and Sri Navadvip Dham Parikrama. Now, for some time, Ramanujacarya and his disciples were staying in Jagannath Puri. And one day, Lord Jagannath told Ramanujacarya that right now, I want you to go to Navadvip. Navadvip Dham is the most near and dear to me, more than Jagannath Puri. Don't bring your disciples. Go there by yourself, and I will appear in Kali Yuga. I will appear as Sri Gauranga. And so he went by himself to Navadvip, and Lord Gauranga immediately appeared to him. He saw his own deity, Venkateswara, as Gauranga. And he became so restless that he said, I never want to leave this land. I want to stay here forever. And I want to witness your coming pastimes when you come in Kali Yuga. And then Mahaprabhu said, yes, your desire will be fulfilled. And then when Mahaprabhu appeared, he became Sri Ananta, one of the Lord's associates, who participated in many of the pastimes, including Lord Chaitanya's marriage ceremony with Lakshmi Priya. And Jagannath had told him, so after you spend some time and Gauranga reveals himself to you, and then you realize what it is, what is the essence, what is the essential teaching. Don't tell anybody, but come back to Kurmastan and you'll meet your disciples there. So pretend that you only know Dasiras with your disciples, all in reverent service to Lakshmi Narayan. Which he did. So actually, we find that in the island, the next to the last island that the devotees visit in Navadvip is Modadrumadweep. And Modadrumadweep, there's a certain portion of Modadrumadweep which is called Vaikuntapur. So as you know, all the other pastime places are there in Navadvip in their fullness, in 10, whereas anywhere else they're 8, 7, 5. So even all the Vaikuntha planets are 8, 7, 5, and they're fully there in one corner of Navadvip. So it was there in Vaikuntapur because Ramanuja is a Vaikuntha devotee. And so all the 4 Sampradaya Acharyas, Ramanuja was the first after Vyasadeva. And then another place in Madhudrumadweep is called Mahatpur. And in Mahatpur, Lord Chaitanya revealed himself to Madhvacharya, our Sampradaya Guru, and instructed him how to preach. And then in the last island, that is Rudradweep, he met with Vishnu Swami and Nimbaditya, the other 2 Kali Yuga Acharyas. Not that they're Kali Yuga Acharyas, but Vishnu Swami became the Acharya in Kali Yuga for the Rudra Sampradaya, and Nimbaditya for the 4 Kumaras, or Sanak Sampradaya. Yes.
Guru Devi, Mariano and I are going to have to join the class through live stream. Today's my mom's birthday, so I came to pick up her cake.
Very good.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll keep watching.
It's just about over.
Oh,
I'm just going to ask for questions.
okay.
All right. All right, well, have a good party. Your mother's going to make a lot of advancement tonight. So we'll see you soon, Mariano. Hare Krishna. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having us.
Okay. Hari Hari Bol. So, Ramanujacarya ki jai ho. Are there any questions or comments?
A question is about Ramanuja's wife. Is it known about something about her identity?
That's not known by me.
Because we can see in Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, that Arjuna is actually a partial expansion of Vishnu Tattva. Otherwise, he couldn't
Which
marry
Arjuna?
Arjuna, Krishna's Arjuna.
In Dwarka.
Because he otherwise couldn't marry Subhadra, who is Shakti Tattva. So,
Wait, can you say that again?
yeah, Arjun married Subhadra.
Yeah.
And Srila Prabhupada explains in Krishna book, according to Srimad Bhagavatam, that Arjuna couldn't marry Subhadra if he was ordinary jiva.
Right.
So he is partial expansion of Vishnu Tattva.
Well, also, Gurudev just explains that Arjun from Vrindavan expanded into Arjun from Dwarka, because everybody comes from Vrindavan. So he's certainly not a jiva, yeah. Otherwise he couldn't marry Subhadra. And Subhadra is the expansion of Yogamaya. The original Yogamaya, everybody is originally in Vrindavan, and then she expands to Subhadra. And Gurudev said, Subhadra is Mahalakshmi.
Does that make Arjuna Vishnu Tattva?
Well, all I know is that he comes from that original Arjun in Vrindavan. I can't say more.
Is Madhu Mangal, so he's
Right?
So wouldn't that be the same? But we don't necessarily see him as an expansion of Vishnu Tattva, right?
Yeah, that's true for Narada.
Mm.
But at the same time, his main Ishtadev is Lord Narayan. I mean, he worships everybody, he's in pastimes with everybody. But his main one is Lord. Sometimes Gurudev imitates him and says, how do you start it? Namo Narayana, Narayana, Narayan. He goes singing. But I've never heard of him being Vishnu Tattva. Can you show us that part in the Krishna book?
I will
About
try
Arjuna?
to show, yes.
All right.
I was wondering why did you say, why are you wondering if they're the same?
Well, because they were saying that.
She's asking about the principle. He's saying that Arjuna is Vishnu Tattva, partial expansion of Vishnu Tattva. And so he's Arjun from Dwarka originally comes from Arjun in Vrindavan. So she's asking, Narada originally comes from Madhu Mangal in Vrindavan. So is he also a partial expansion of Vishnu Tattva? And I said, I never heard that. But I'm just trying to seek that place in the Krishna book that he's talking about. Any other questions?
We heard that he's a manifestation of Lakshman, Ramanujacarya.
Yeah.
How would that be different than him than being a manifestation of Balaram or Nityananda Prabhu? Like, if because aren't they the same?
Well, Lakshman is an expansion, is the brother of Ram.
Right, but he's also Baladev, right?
Where does it say that?
I thought that's why, like, Nityananda Prabhu is, like, in ecstasy as Lakshman,
Oh, I see
pastimes
what
as a
you mean.
child, why
right.
Balaram
Exactly.
does Ram Leela as a
Yes, you're
child.
right. So, where am I? So, Lakshman, when he came, he was very unhappy many times. He had to bring Sita out of the kingdom and drop her off. And she also told him, or Ram told him, I heard it from Gurudev in different ways, but one of them told him to make the fire so that Sita could be tested by fire to see if she was pure. So all in all, Lakshman wasn't very happy. So he said, I'm never going to appear again as a younger brother. I'm going to appear as an older brother so that I can be in charge and make my brother happy. So he's Balaram. And then he appeared as the older brother. But of course the origin is Balaram. So Ramanuja, everybody's an expansion of Balaram, you could say. I mean, all the incarnations. Ram.
I guess I was just wondering about, like, I don't know, I guess the nuance of why there would be more of I guess, like, why Lakshman and why, if they're same, but they're the same but different.
Yeah, he's a manifestation
Yeah.
of Lakshman.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
One of Ram's brothers is a manifestation of his conch shell, of Krishna's conch shell. Nrsingadev is a manifestation of Krishna's chakra. Yeah, it's inconceivable. I don't know if we could figure things out. Why was he an incarnation of Lakshman? Because he was. Yeah.
So you mentioned how Ramanujacarya, Vishnu Swami, Nimdaditya, and who else? Anyhow, the four Vaishnava Sampradaya Acharyas, they all got darshan of Mahaprabhu in Navadvip. And then Mahaprabhu told Ramanuja that go back and act as if nothing happened and preach Dasya Ras. So does that mean that these acharyas started doing worship in Braj Bhakti?
Which acharyas? Oh, like, they all had philosophies. Madhvacharya has some disciples, sannyasis, who were worshipping in the mood of the gopis, but it didn't extend. Everybody's philosophy, Lord Chaitanya took two things from everybody's philosophy and then added a couple of his own to create the Achintya Veda Beda Tattva philosophy. I don't know if that helps. What was the question again?
Basically, I was wondering if...
Basically, they were all preaching a little bit differently.
Mhm.
I don't know about... Oh yeah, and then Nimdaditya also, his philosophy included worship of Radha and Krishna.
Mhm.
And then another one was worship of Bal Gopal.
So they all stayed in their respective worship.
Whatever Mahaprabhu designated them to do. Whatever they did privately, I don't know. That's it. These are the hardest questions I ever got in any class. Yeah.
Hare Krishna. So he came essentially before Mahaprabhu, in a sense, to set the scene, to prepare, speaking on the fundamental difference, correct? The fundamental difference between the Jiva and Bhagavan. And I think it's interesting how we were discussing this as Lakshman, and in this sense he also came before, and not in the role necessarily of an older brother, but he came before to kind of like set the scene for Mahaprabhu in a sense, to further advance the philosophy and the Vedanta that was going on. So could you speak to that specifically? Like, why was it necessary specifically for him to come and share what he shared to prepare for Mahaprabhu later on?
How did he prepare?
Well, it seems to me it's like he defeated a lot of the Mayavadi
Oh, I see what
concepts.
you mean. Okay, so there was...
Why was it so important for
there
him
was
to do this?
Buddhism. That is, Lord Buddha, everybody came for a specific reason and to help a specific audience. And that is, Lord Buddha came when people were misinterpreting and misusing the Vedas, which a tiny part of which is for those in the mode of ignorance who are very attached to meat-eating. So there's a little part of the Vedic literatures. There's 3 sections of the Vedic literatures. Those for those in the mode of goodness, those in the mode of passion, and those in the mode of ignorance. For those in the mode of ignorance, there was a little portion that said, okay, if you want to eat meat, which you'll do anyway, no matter what the Vedas say, then you have to do it in this ceremony where Vishnu has to be present, and you have to whisper in the ear of the animal that you're going to kill, that now I'm killing you, and your next life you'll come back and kill me or eat me. And so gradually when they keep doing that, they'll start, what am I saying? And gradually they'll come out of it. So Lord Buddha came out of compassion for the poor animals. And so his teaching was, forget about God, just worship me, forget about the Vedas, just worship me, because he was concerned that they were misusing the Vedic literatures, and he couldn't get them to change. So then later, Sankaracharya came and got them back, people in general, back to the Vedas, but with the wrong interpretation, that Sarvam Kovidam Brahma, you are Brahma, so Hamasmi, I'm the same as God, the same as the impersonal God. So then to defeat Sankaracharya, the Ramanuja came, Vishnu Swami came, Madhvacharya came, and they all wrote commentaries. One was called Dvaita, one was called Vasista Dvaita, Shuddha Dvaita. They all have their Vaishnava philosophies to bring people back according to the people's constitutional position in worshiping which God or in which way. So there has to be something for everybody according to their, either according to their present condition, what they'll understand, or according to their constitutional position. So then finally Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came and gave everything. Added to the others and corrected a little bit of the others to make his own Achincha Veda Veda Tattva. Does that answer your question?
Yes, in a sense.
What's missing?
I was wondering if you could speak specifically about what Mahaprabhu took from Ramanuja's philosophy and what he corrected.
Oh, okay. Well, that is at the end of, you'll find that at the end of Navadvip Dham Mahatmya. I want to see if it doesn't have it here. So if somebody could get the Navadvip Dham Mahatmya, then I could show you. Because I don't remember exactly, I don't want to mess it up. You have it there? I have two in my room. Well, it's not to be corrected that it's just not full. I mean, there has to be somebody who's teaching worship of Lakshmi Narayan. Not that it has to be corrected. That's for a certain class of people, but it's not the full, complete highest tattva. Do you know where it is? You have it? Good. Well, no, it's in the next, I think it's part of Rudradweep. I'm looking, but I'm not finding. So 2 heads are better than one. Oh, I have it. What? Well, briefly, yeah. From Madhvacharya's Sampradaya, I will accept 2 essential principles. The refutation of Kevala Dvaita, which is exclusive monism, and service to Krishna's deity form, having accepted this form as eternal. From Ramanuja, I will accept exclusive devotion, Ananya Bhakti, and service to the devotees. From Sri Vishnu Swami, I will accept the sentiment that Bhagavan Sri Krishna alone is my everything, and the path of spontaneous devotion, Rag Marg. From your Sampradaya, the line of Sri Nimbaditya, I will accept 2 supremely, this is Mahaprabhu speaking, I will accept 2 supremely essential principles. To exclusively take shelter of the lotus feet of Srimati Radhika and the sentiments of the gopis, but it's not the sentiments of the manjaris, which some very rare souls can follow, very special rare souls, like Chandrakanti, and there are a few others. But in this time, after Mahaprabhu, nobody's qualified to do a meditation and worship upasan where that jiva is a regular gopi, because then you have to do a sadhan of which turns into lust. But the manjaris don't engage directly with Krishna, so there's no danger there, unless someone has a misinterpretation. So speaking thus, Gaurachandra disappeared, and Nimbaditya began to weep. So that's pretty much it, but I don't really fully understand it, because sometimes it sounds like it's overlapping with the teachings of Rupa Goswami, but it's not. There are some subtle differences. but it's not mentioned here. So I could ask Maharaj. Huh? What? Yeah, let's stop. Gaur Premanandi, Hari Hari Bol. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaura Hari. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaura Hari. Gaur Premanandi. Panchakopatarubhyascha kripasindubhyevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. And we're not going to go chronologically with the Lord Ram's pastimes, because I don't know who's going to be ready first or second, or wait to the last minute of the last day. Okay.